So you guys would remember I mentioned that I will come back here and give you the paperwork for TD Jake's entire case, entire Hodges. The proper news update story thingy will come tomorrow. I'll have it tomorrow. Today I'm only giving you the update because I promised once I have looked around and I find it, I will come here and show you the paperwork. Because for those that don't know what I'm talking about, I think a day or so ago we made an episode where I announced that TD Jakes had actually, was it a day ago? 4 days ago. It's been a couple of days. So 4 days ago, that's when I did announce. You'll remember this episode. You'll see TD Jakes there on the corner. I did mention which I'll come and give you guys an update once I've seen the paperwork. So we found it. So right now we're going to talk about the paperwork. TD Jakes has dropped his lawsuit against Dwayne Youngblood. So if you don't remember, Dwayne Youngblood is this man them here who had said that TD Jakes had done him wrong, tried to put things where things don't belong, what? Long stories. In the end, long. Very, very long stories. So, not funny in thingy, but, you know, the humor is in the person. So, this was the story that came out. And so now, this has been happening for over a year. According to one particular report that I saw, they said TD Jakes has spent over $70,000 on this lawsuit. So that is wild. Them lawyers are costly. And so it made me want to go straight to looking for the paperwork so that we can have a little bit of context and understand what does it say exactly, right? So we found it. And hence, I am here to present it for you. Now, there is a lot to be said about this paperwork, but I can only read for you portions that I understand. I'm not a lawyer person, so I can only say what I see in the paper. If there is more than that, I will leave that out. So this is it right here, as you can see. The paperwork, this particular portion, you'll see that it states right there that the plaintiff notice of entry of dismissal under Rule 41A1A. Now, why is that important? The particular rule by which he is bringing this dismissal is, and you can see right there, it does state the plaintiff, Thomas Dexter Jakes, hereby gives a notice that the above action is voluntary and voluntarily dismissed by consent of all parties. So the all parties there might have people speculating, or did Youngblood, did they get into an agreement to dismiss the case? Was there maybe exchanging of something in order for which is why this video is here. Okay? So this video is here because people might see that the all parties part there and assume that. So we should go in and see what it says. Who have appealed in this action? Okay? So it then kind of puts out the date, the 16th of October 2025, and then it has there the submissions made by either the lawyers, LLC there, what, the mandems are there. Right. So this idea that the all parties part, before we go to the all parties part, we want to address that rule there. So you'll remember he mentioned that they are appealing for a dismissal as per the rule 41A1 what yeah, into izinto zesilungu sama LLB. I'm not an LLB. Don't. So, but we can deduce this out of this idea of about this particular thingy. If you actually look at that particular rule that they are talking about, according to this law, according to the LLB, what, effective, it says that unless the notice, the thing by state otherwise, the dismissal is without. Do you see this part here? Prejudice, but if the plaintiff previously dismissed any federal or state court action based on or including the same claim, a notice of dismissal operates as an adjective to the merits. Okay, so basically here there isn't a judgment, okay, and there isn't an agreement between him and Youngblood. So there's no money exchanged here. That's why that particular rule notes this thing here. Okay, so is that this particular this appeal, as you may put it, so will come back. And as a matter of fact, there was actually another paper pertaining this same case. Okay, it's not a different case at all, it's the same case. You will see here that there Dwayne Youngblood's name is right there, defendant, and the state court of Pennsylvania, and now hereby of this day, upon consideration of the plaintiff's motion for entry of dismissal. So this is the agreement. So the agreement is not that they exchanged money. Okay, so in case you see maybe somebody might come up with that, no, the agreement is based off of this paper here. Okay, and it's that they are agreeing on that this case has been dismissed to the federal rule of point number 2. So you see that point number 2 that I was right there. You see that 2 there. Yeah. If you go back to that thing, the thing that I was pointing out there, you will note that according to that rule 41 point number 2 thing is that it kind of gets into this idea that he is agreeing, the person who is in agreement here is agreeing because it's without. So there it is, without. So the judgment has not been thingy. They have not reached an agreement. Okay? Right now, as it stands, this particular case here, as it stands right now, it's recognized as closed. You see there it is. There is the whole case docket, civil case docket. Thomas Jackster, there you see his name, and you will see, if you bring it up here at the top pezulu lapaya, closed. It recognizes this as closed. So they didn't reach a discussion or a monetary exchange to say, okay, you pay for this. No. So what does that mean then? If you go and you actually consider what that thing says, okay, and what that particular dismissal note that Youngblood had to sign, I'm guessing, or whatever the proposed thingy, so the proposed order right there, or the agreement, is that it's dismissed without, is that there is no judgment, which means Bishop Jakes can still come back to this case later. Okay, that's what this means. So in case you do see someone come and say maybe they exchange money, no, this, otherwise then this, he wouldn't have had to sign this. Okay, Youngblood's signing of this would be that he is acknowledging that rule point number 2, whatever, that there was no judgment. There wasn't like a sit-down discussion between the two of them. No, there wasn't any exchange agreement, nothing. It's just that right now, Bishop Jakes might want to focus on other things, and that might be issues of his health. And this might be taking a toll on him, and so might want to be focused on that instead of busy pursuing lawsuits and all that type of stuff. Lawsuits are very draining type of things. And so that's what the paperwork actually shows, okay? First point or first takeaway from it is that it's not saying that there was money exchanges. So in case someone comes makes up that the type of no, there was no such a thing. Without prejudice, it's showing you that right that there was no agreement between. They are just dismissing the case at the moment, but this means that they can come back to it. And I hope that explains the whole situation, which was my intended thing, to try and get a hold of the paperwork so that we will have a better understanding of what happened. Did Bishop Jakes say, you know what, I'm going to dismiss the case, you pay for the lawyer's fees? No, there was no claim of that here. So the way they have left it right now, Bishop Jakes can still pursue this later. If he so chooses, he can dismiss it and just completely leave it alone. But the way he's dismissed it is under that particular rule to say, you know what, right now we'll consider this subject closed. But with that point there of dismissal without it makes it very clear that he can still come back. That's what the meaning of what you see in the paperwork there says. It's Ricky. Other episodes, don't really be down in the pinned comments. I keep saying that, that's for the second, but you know what I mean. Subscribe to the channel. A news episode will probably be published by tomorrow. Do I have enough stories already? I know I've gathered a few already, but I don't think I have. Yeah, you might get an episode tomorrow. You might get an episode tomorrow, and so I'll see you on a later on episode. Y'all have a blessed one. That's what the paperwork shows us according to the TD Jakes case dismissal. Have a blessed one.